I'm Eric Pratt, and today's deep dive into broadcasting gear is going to be networking, particularly from POE Texas. And as you might guess from their name, they are from Texas and they do a lot of POE. And around here, POE is one of our favorites. The ability to hook up a PTZ camera, control it, get video and power all through a single cable makes it kind of an amazing technology. And why would you have it any other way? But PTZ cameras are not the only thing that we can hook up via POE. There are, in fact, other POE switchers. This is a wall plate from POE Texas, which you can hook up via POE to give you 4 channels of POE connectivity at the wall. There's POE injectors, there's POE routers, they've got an innumerable number of splitters and other devices that can make your POE solution go amazingly. So with that, let's take a closer look at some of their options. Let's talk about a few of the POE Texas products that we have in the rack here. We have the 8-port POE Plus switch with 2 SFPs, and then we have the 16-port POE Plus switch with 4 SFPs, and then we have their 24-port switch with 4 SFPs, which has a lot of power to it. And each of these having SFP capability gives you a lot of extra flexibility. You can populate those with fiber or gigabit Ethernet, and you can use them to create a ring or a star topology, giving you the ability to connect a couple of these to a couple of these and really build out a facility or an event. And then there are also POE Texas makes a variety of other products. This is a POE Plus injector for those big Panasonic PTZ cameras that draw a lot of juice, and there's some others that utilize those. And then this is the POE Plus, it's just regular POE wall plate, and we can install that in a wall, run POE and data to it, and get 4 POE devices plugged right into it, like PTZ cameras. So that's perfect for that. And then we have this Densitron touchscreen rigged up to display the activity of the POE switch, and we can see which ports are active and which ones are utilizing POE, and then we can pop into the advanced settings and go over to POE and see on a port-by-port basis what the consumed wattage of each channel is, and make configurations like turning on IGMP snooping, limiting the port settings, limiting how much power each can use, adjusting what each is capable of doing in terms of bandwidth. So there's a lot of flexibility within the UI for controlling the switch. So I want to give you an idea of some of the traffic that's running across this switch to give you an idea of its applications. Over here, we've got a Science Image full NDI outputting 100 megabits per second of full NDI. And then on the other side here, we have another Science Image, same unit, except for this one is taking the output of vMix and outputting via SDI to our broadcast rack monitor here. So I should probably pull that out. So here is our rack monitor, and that's taking the full NDI output. And so there's that. So that's our output from vMix. So there's 2 full NDI sources, and then we have our PTZ camera, and obviously our other PTZ camera, and then we have a Dante interface in the mix. So we've got some Dante output coming as an input into vMix. So we've got a mixture of full NDI, Dante, NDI HX, and then all the normal traffic that we would have across the network as well. We've got some SRT feeds coming and going. And if we take a look at our traffic here. So if we pull up network statistics here, we can see how many packets are traversing each port and whether there's any errors on those packets. And then we can also pull up, as we touched on earlier, the POE settings, which allows us to see the consumed watts, the power limit, what priority it is. And then we can also go into VLANs, which will allow us to create individual VLANs. For example, if we're using a lot of Dante or a lot of NDI and we want to segment those from each other, this is where VLAN access is done. And we can also come into port setting. This is where you apply things like flow control, which is also necessary if you're going to want to run a lot of NDI across the switch. So those are some of the fascinating things that we can adjust within this L2 controllable POE switch. It's obviously not possible to touch on all of the different products that POE Texas has to make your POE integration a success. So if you have any questions about POE in general or POE products in specific or networks and NDI and vMix and all of those things, how they go together, please feel free to reach out to us at US Broadcast. Once again, I'm Eric Pratt, and thanks for watching.